welcome to The Social Connection. It's your program about social media news, the trends you talked about, the videos you shared, and what new changes social media companies offered its users. I'm Preeti Tiwari and with me is Nancy Kohli.
Thank you, Preeti. Welcome, everyone. We are back with yet another edition, The Social Connection, in which we'll take you through the top trends, latest news, and everything that kept the social media platform busy. But first up, let's take a look at what we have in store for you in this edition.
Yahoo offers password-free login for email.
Twitter hires Google's Kordestani as next executive chairman.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg coming to India on 28th October.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg will now make his way to India this month. Zuckerberg made the announcement on his Facebook page. Well, this is the second time Zuckerberg is visiting India. Last year, he had visited a cyber village in Rajasthan's Alwar district. More details in this report.
Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg is arriving in New Delhi later this month to host a town hall question and answer at the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology in Delhi. In a post on his verified Facebook account, Zuckerberg said the event would begin on 20th October noon. The post said more than 130 million people use Facebook in India. I'm looking forward to hearing directly from one of our most active and engaged communities. Zuckerberg asked Facebook users to submit questions as comments on his post, adding that he would answer them at the event and take questions from the audience. During the visit to India, Zuckerberg will also meet with developers, partners and others who are building new digital services and working on ways to connect more people to them. A few hours after the announcement appeared on Facebook this week, more than 70,000 users had liked the post and close to 7,000 had commented. Facebook has faced criticism over its Internet.org initiative, available in 19 countries including India, which aims to increase internet access in hard-to-reach areas. Campaigners say that the way Internet.org partners with telecom companies is at odds with the principle of net neutrality, the notion that web providers should not control which sites users can access. The Internet.org app typically provides a simplified, low-data version of Facebook, its messenger service, and selected local websites offering services like jobs, health information, and sports updates. Zuckerberg has defended the project. In a Facebook post in April, he wrote that to give more people access to internet, it is useful to offer some services for free. He added the principles of net neutrality and universal connectivity can and must coexist. Zuckerberg met Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to Silicon Valley last month. During a town hall at the company's headquarters at Menlo Park, he said he had visited a temple in India to reconnect with what I believed was the mission of the company when he was contemplating selling the company.
Well, next up, Twitter appointed former Google executive Amit Kordestani as its new executive chairman. Kordestani was Chief Business Officer of Google from August 2014 to August of this year, when the search engine giant reorganized under its new umbrella corporation, Alphabet. Take a look. Twitter named Google veteran Amit Kordestani as its executive chairman, landing a Silicon Valley heavyweight as the social media company tries to reinvigorate itself. Jack Dorsey, who last week became Twitter's permanent chief executive and vacated the chairman's role, tweeted the announcement. Twitter had said it would look elsewhere for a chairman, seeking to allay concerns about co-founder Dorsey's dual role as head of the mobile payments company called Square. Kordestani tweeted that it's rare you get to be at a company with an amazing business that's also transforming the world. I have had a good fortune to be at three, that is Netscape, at Google and now at Twitter. According to his LinkedIn profile, Kordestani, who holds a master's degree in business administration from Stanford University, joined Google in 1999 as its 11th employee. After 10 years of executive positions at Google, he became a senior advisor at the company in August to help it through leadership and structural changes as it rebranded itself as Alphabet. Some investors had expressed concerns about whether Dorsey could run both Twitter and Square, which he also co-founded. Square is expected to go public this year, and Dorsey may have to devote substantial time courting investors for the IPO. Twitter said it would cut about 8% of its workforce as Dorsey readies to revive growth in the microblogging company's user base in his second stint as CEO. Dorsey was appointed Twitter's interim CEO in July after Dick Costolo resigned.
Yahoo is taking a new step towards cybersecurity by eliminating passwords. The company announced users of the Yahoo Mail app will have access to a new service called Yahoo Account Key, which uses smartphones to verify identity instead of a password. The company also introduced a new version of its email service for the web and mobile phones, featuring a more robust tool for searching messages and contacts. There's more in this report.
Yahoo's next step in password security is to eliminate them altogether. Starting this week, the company announced users of the Yahoo Mail app on both iOS and Android will have access to a new service called Yahoo Account Key, which uses smartphones to verify identities in lieu of traditional passwords. Here's how it works. When users who sign up for Account Key try to access Yahoo Mail, they will no longer need to enter their password. Instead, the Account Key service will send a message to the smartphone connected to the account. With a tap on yes or no, users can indicate it as a legitimate attempt to get into the account or deny unauthorized access. If their smartphone is lost or stolen, users can verify identities through an email or a text message sent to alternative accounts and numbers. In a blog post on Yahoo's Tumblr page, Dylan Casey, Vice President of Product Management, said, "Account Key is more secure than traditional passwords because it prohibits anyone from signing into the access an account without the verification that Account Key provides." Satnam Narang, a security manager with Symantec, called the approach a step above a password, but said it still falls short of the golden standard of what's known as two-factor authentication, which requires users to confirm their identity with two different pieces of information. He also expressed doubts that most users will let password die easily and encourage widespread adoption of password management tools until a new verification method replaces them for good. In addition to account key verification, Yahoo executives announced a revamped version of Yahoo Mail that allows users to connect with, manage and search Outlook, Hotmail and AOL email accounts while signed into their Yahoo account. The new mail also connects to Twitter, LinkedIn and Facebook to add photos and create contact cards with email, telephone and social media information for contacts.
Well, we are heading for a short commercial break. We have lots of interesting stories coming up. Stay tuned and keep watching DD News.
Now the national news channel of India, live on your mobile phone. Get the news on the go. Watch top videos, get the latest news and continuous news on your mobile phone. Download DD News app now. Visit the Android Play Store, search for DD News, download the app to your phone. Get the power of information at your fingertips. DD News. Only news, complete news.
ब्रेकिंग न्यूज की रेस से हटकर
खबरें कुछ अच्छी भी हैं,
खबरें जो बढ़ाएंगी हौसला और विश्वास,
उम्मीद भरी खबरें जो लाएंगी मुस्कान। गुड न्यूज इंडिया।
Welcome back to the Social Connection. You must be familiar with the top trending topics of the week. But here's a quick wrap of the trends that ruled different social media platforms this week.
Economist Angus Deaton won the 2015 Economics Nobel Prize for his work on consumption, poverty and welfare that has helped governments to improve policy through tools such as household surveys and tax changes. Deaton linked inequality and slower economic growth to an increase in middle-aged mortality in the United States, which he is currently studying. In one key work, The Great Escape: Health, of wealth and the origins of inequality, Deaton describes the huge increase in global prosperity in the past 2 centuries, underpinned by medical and technological advances, but also took in depth at the inequalities to which that progress has given rise. Hashtag Nobel Prize Economics was trended on different social media sites this week. The celebrations of Navratri continued throughout the week. The festival worships different avatars of goddess Durga. October 16th marked the Sindoor Tritiya, a celebration of Kushmandar Navadurga, a form of the goddess Durga. Worshippers wore green and present food to the goddess. It is said to be 9 nights of festivities and cheer for people. People keep fast for 9 days. In honor of the goddess, a lamp is kept lit throughout the 9 days and offerings of flowers and consecrated foods are made. The images of goddess Durga in several avatars were much talked and shared on different social media sites. Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan received the honorary degree from University of Edinburgh in Scotland. This was a top gossip on social media sites. Pictures, messages and wishes poured in for the King Khan of Hindi cinema on social media sites. The 49-year-old actor was presented with the degree of Doctor Honoris by the university. Shah Rukh Khan gave a public lecture about his career and spoke about how life is the only miracle. After the honor, Dr. Shah Rukh Khan performed his famous Lungi dance to celebrate his honorary graduation. Nobel Peace Prize winner Kailash Satyarthi was conferred with Harvard University's prestigious Humanitarian Award for this year, in recognition of his continuing contribution to the cause of child rights. Satyarthi recently succeeded in getting child protection and welfare-related clauses included in the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Bar dancers hailed the Supreme Court's decision to lift a ban on dance bars in Maharashtra by staying a law that prohibited dancing at restaurants and beer joints. The court stayed a 2014 amendment of Maharashtra Police Act and directed the state police to ensure the dignity of women was not affected by performing as dancers. In July 2013, the Supreme Court had allowed dance bars in Maharashtra to reopen 8 years after they were shut down by the state government. But the ban was again imposed last year. The dance bars, operating mostly in cities and towns, employed an estimated 75,000 women to entertain customers. This news was kept up on Facebook and Twitter.
Moving on, National Film Heritage Mission under the National Film Archive of India is organizing a logo and tagline competition. The last date of submission is 20th October. Digitization of feature films and short film is one of the main objectives of the mission. So what are you waiting for? Here is your chance to win a prize money of Rs 30,000. Take a look at this report.
In order to safeguard our rich filmic heritage and to preserve the perishing film material, government has launched an ambitious project, National Film Heritage Mission. Through this project, films would be preserved, conserved, digitized and restored for future generations. For this ambitious project, the Film Archive of India is inviting participants to design a logo and create a tagline. Logo can be designed in color or black and white, while tagline should be short and simple, catchy, and catering to the objectives of the mission. The participant should upload the logo as a file in JPG or PNG format. The winner of the competition shall be required to submit the design in an editable and open file format. And please keep in mind that the logo design must be original and do not imprint or watermark. The winning entry will be awarded a cash prize of 30,000 rupees for logo and 15,000 rupees for tagline. The last date of submission is 20th October 2015. For more details, visit mygov.in, select tasks and select design logo and create tagline National Film Heritage Mission.
Next up, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India made it mandatory for telecom operators to compensate consumers by 1 rupee for call drops with effect from 1st January next year. The compensation will be limited to 3 dropped calls in a day. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India said a telecom operator should send a message through the SMS or the USSD to the calling customer within 4 hours of the occurrence of call drop and the details of amount credited in his account.
There is good news for mobile users who were facing the problem of call drops. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India has decided to crack the whip on telecom companies. TRAI has asked telecom companies to start compensating for call drops from 1st January 2016. Telecom companies will have to compensate ₹1 for each call dropped. The upper limit for call drop compensation will be capped at 3 per day per user. Telecom operators would have to send an SMS to a user within 4 hours of a call drop informing him about the credit. Postpaid users will get to see details of the compensation in the monthly bills. The issue of call drops has gathered momentum recently, with TRAI asking telecos to improve service standards. Telecom Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has welcomed the decision and has said that telecom operators should take the issue of call drop seriously.
In the case of call drop, disincentive scheme has been framed, which is applicable to 3 call drops in a day. This particular regulation is going to become effective from next year. We welcome it. We hope it will go a long way in addressing the concerns of the consumers.
TRAI has said that it will keep a close watch on the implementation of the mandate as well as the measures being initiated by service providers to minimize the problem of dropped calls.
ट्राई ने ये महसूस किया कि अगर कॉल ड्रॉप होता है तो ये एक प्रकार से सर्विस की डेफिशिएंसी है और उसके लिए कोई तरीके से कस्टमर्स को कंपनसेट किया जाना चाहिए.
This decision by TRAI will impact the margins of telecom companies, but it's a good news for the consumers who were till now struggling with the issue of call drops.
Don't go anywhere as we are heading for a short commercial break. We have another lot of interesting stories coming up. Stay tuned to Doordarshan News.
हर दिन बदलती खबरें, हर पल बनती नई सुर्खियां, खबरों की रफ्तार के साथ हर दोपहर दुनिया की ताजा तस्वीर. दोपहर समाचार रोजाना 2 बजे सिर्फ DD न्यूज पर. सुर्खियों की भीड़ में अहम खबरें, असल मुद्दे जो डालते हैं आपकी जिंदगी पर असर. दिन भर की हर बड़ी खबर का बेबाक विश्लेषण, सच, सटीक, संपूर्ण. न्यूज नाइट सोमवार से शुक्रवार रात 8 से 10 बजे सिर्फ DD न्यूज पर.
Welcome back to the Social Connection. Public surveillance on local policymakers goes high-tech in the Indonesian capital of the smartphone app. The app called Clue has managed to garner 80,000 users since it was launched 8 months ago. From potholes, trash, broken traffic lights to traffic congestion and crime, many users are submitting their findings with hopes the city government will take action. Take a look.
As an insurance agent, Irawan Andro spends most of his time driving through Jakarta traffic. But lately, every journey has become one to monitor the performance of the municipal government. With a smartphone clipped to his motorbike, Andro snaps photos and reports via a new app called Clue if any problems he sees along the way. From potholes, trash, broken traffic lights to traffic congestion and crime, Prasetyo and many other Jakarta residents are submitting their findings with hopes the city government will take action. The app is a wake-up call from residents frustrated with shoddy public services in the teeming capital of Southeast Asia's largest nation.
If we want to report something, we need to go through a process, either through the local government in the neighborhood or the community or other departments. Through this application, we can immediately get in touch with respective municipal agencies or officials, for example, the chief of the municipal government. It is very fast.
The app has managed to garner 80,000 users since it was launched 8 months ago.
Itu tiap kali lewat sana, ya saya cuma bisa ngeliat, oh bolong nih.
Every time I passed by a road where I knew there was a hole, I would choose not to take that road or pass slightly to the side to avoid it. But after I reported it and the report was processed, the road became smooth and I can use that road safely.
Betul, manfaat buat yang lainnya juga.
Earlier this year, Jakarta topped a list of 78 cities with the world's worst traffic. The city of 10 million sees annual flooding and levels of pollution that are among the worst in the region. The company that created the app said they were inspired by the fact that there has been no channel for the citizens to file their complaints.
We actually put the government in the middle of the citizens to talk to them basically via app. And it's kind of cut down a lot of bureaucracies within the government itself. It fastened down everything because in Indonesia, you know, there's a lot of processes, right? And sometimes these processes takes longer time. And this one actually helps to cut down all these processes.
The company offered the idea to the Jakarta government shortly after it was launched and is now streaming a real-time information to the Office of Jakarta's Smart City Unit, a special unit set up to handle public opinion accessed through Clue and social media. City officials said that up to 90% of the complaints are being looked into, up from 30% when the app was just launched. Indonesians are among the world's most voracious users of social media, a phenomena that even Jakarta Governor Basuki Purnama has embraced to help keep public servants in check.
If the head of a subdivision does not respond, then we will fire them.
The Jakarta government has also set up a quarterly reward program to endorse the municipal department that solved the most problems, while the low performers are put under scrutiny. Slow government response due to bureaucracy has been blamed as one of the factors slowing down development in Indonesia. President Joko Widodo, who is seen as a reformer in a country consistently ranked among the world's most corrupt by watchdog Transparency International, has been pushing for government reform since he took office last October. The former Jakarta governor told bureaucrats and politicians in August to set aside egos and work together to revive the country's weak economic growth that is lowest in nearly 6 years. Clue, in the meantime, is now setting its sights beyond the capital, hoping to use Jakarta as a model to expand use of the app in other cities.
Well, it's time to see all the feedback that you sent in on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube channels.
Well, this is the end of our show. Continue sending in your feedback, comments as you have been on ddnews.com, at gmail.com, on our Twitter handle, ddnews live, our Facebook page, or on our YouTube channel.
Well, yes, we hope that you enjoyed the show as much as we did in presenting it to you. And before we sign off, we leave you with an interesting video. See you again next week. Thank you and goodbye.